Hello friends, Nature Relaxation is always happy to welcome you on the channel. We wish you a good overview and learn interesting facts about the cars we have prepared for you. We hope you enjoy it. More than 1 billion cars are currently in use on Earth. The growth of the global fleet continues due to the growth of new car sales in countries like China and the United States. It is estimated that in 2050 about 2.5 billion cars will be recorded on Earth. Cars appeared in our world when the steam engine was invented in 1769. In 1807, François-Isaac de Riva developed the first car to run on an internal combustion engine gas. In 1885, Carl Benz patented the invention, the first machine with a gasoline engine. He had 3 wheels, a steering wheel T and an engine of 1.7 liters. 3 years later, his wife made the first trip by car between the cities. The speed reached 16 km/h. At the same time, Carl started the automobile Massachusetts production. The first accident occurred in 1891 in Ohio, United States. The car is longer a limousine. The length is 30 meters. The car has 26 wheels, it folds in half and has 2 control cabins at both ends. Within a pool, bed and on the roof, a helipad. The first cars were issued 2 horse-drawn carriages. License plates appeared in 1899 in Germany, Munich. In the Russian Empire in 1904 issued the first license plate, took place in Riga. In Nizhny Novgorod, the All-Russian Industrial Exhibition in 1896, many people gathered to see the horseless crew. It was the first Russian car. The car with the engine 1-cylinder with a capacity of only 2.8 was built in St. Petersburg. The first car to exceed the speed of 100 km/h was electric car. It was designed in 1899 by Camille Janotzi, car racer from Belgium. There are a lot of expensive cars, but most remain the Ferrari 250 Joe, 1963. 36 of them off the line. The cost was dollars. You can buy only with the permission of the owner of the plant. The record was set in 2008 when the car was sold at auction for 15.7 million euros. The most congested roads in the world are located in Luxembourg. There are 570 cars per people. The fine on the roads in Finland depends on the income of the perpetrator. For example, a driver with an annual income of around 7 million has been fined euros. The smallest armored vehicle is PAV Badger, created by Hau and Hau Technologies. Its width is only 1 meter. The car was even called a little tank. The largest producer of cars in the world is Toyota. The second place is taken by General Motors and the third Volkswagen. In the famous Volkswagen Beetle, windshield washer does not work on electricity, but also on the pressure from the spare wheel, which was under the hood. Therefore, the spare wheel had to be kept inflated above normal.
It was the bugs that the ancestors of such a subspecies of cars such as the buggy was. The name comes from the diminutive of the English word bug, buggy, that bug. The first race on the graded bug on the sand dunes of California began in the 1960s. Soon in 1968 was published in a special type of car for such competitions, the chassis of the Beetle and the original open body held. In 1980, 200 km of congestion was recorded between Lyon and Paris.
The largest state car belongs to the Sultan of Brunei, in 4 underground garages with a total area of -1 square meter. Kane stores 50 cars. South Africans have the right to establish the flamethrowers on their cars repel thief. Hong Kong has the highest number of Rolls-Royce cars per capita. Figurines value at Rolls-Royce bumper is $50. Rolls-Royce for the most part are made to order. For example, the fleet of the legendary hotel in Hong Kong Peninsula consists of 15 Rolls-Royce. One of them is the 1934 Phantom. It carried a lot of movie stars, including several James Bond. There are more cars than people in Los Angeles. According to the International Association of Automobile Manufacturers, OCA, about vehicles are produced around the world every day. As the growth of production in the automotive industry continues each year, by 2030, annual production of new vehicles will double. Many people probably know that Volkswagen also owns Audi and Skoda. But few know that this German concern also owns companies such as Bentley, Bugatti, Lamborghini, Audi, Ducati and Porsche. In 2008, an auction in the UK has set a world record for the price of the most expensive car in the world. For 28.5 million went Hammer Ferrari 250 Joe 1962. Modern cars are 80% of the components that are recyclable. The first auto insurance policy was purchased in 1897. Drive. Truman Martin paid $12.25 for a $500 policy covered. There were cars and 20 million horses in America at that time. Shatterproof glass was invented by accident. In 1903, French chemist Edward Benedict inadvertently dropped a bottle filled with nitrocellulose. The glass cracked but did not break. Realizing what was happening, Benedict made the first modern type of windshield to reduce the number of victims of car accidents. The fastest car in the world, Bugatti Veyron Super Sport, which can accelerate to 431 km/h. Autonomous cars a reality for us. Until recently it looked fantastic. And today almost all major automakers are developing autonomous cars that can drive a vehicle without driver involvement. But for this transport to appear on the roads, it is necessary for each state to adopt appropriate regulatory laws. The United States has already begun work in this direction. So far, a number of states were officially approved the use of autonomous vehicles on public roads. The first approval was given in 2012 by the state of Nevada. The letters of the license plate appeared to make a gift to his wife due to the desire of a German businessman. He asked that his wife's initials before the numbers allowed. If the first radio appeared in the automotive industry, they wanted to ban it in many countries to believe that the car radio could distract the driver from driving. The Dump Liberty 282B German truck is the greatest car in the world today. It weighs 222 tons, and enter the monster booth such will have to climb the stairs of 16 steps. In his body, you can freely carry a large country house. The useful load of the truck is 363 tons, Liberty 282B. In 2010, a 100 km traffic jam formed in Beijing. Some drivers spent 288 hours on it. The fastest truck, Hawaiian Eagle Hawaiian, a fire truck that managed to develop a speed 655 km/h. The Porsche vehicles, the ignition key is on the left of the steering wheel. These cars are a tribute to tradition, which dates back to Le Mans. This arrangement allowed the key to start the car faster. In the end, the driver had to run to the car, jump in and start. Only those letters that are present in both Cyrillic and Latin used on license plates in Ukraine.
There are only 12 such messages: E, B, E, K, H, P, C, T, I, N, G, X.
The first Massachusetts-produced car was a Ford Model T. It was produced from 1908 to 1927. Prior to that, cars were made by teams of craftsmen and worth a lot of money. And Ford car in 1924 cost only $265. We all know that in Ukraine they can actually be fined for dirty car. And in the laws of European countries, Canada, Australia, USA, China and Japan have no information about such penalties. The smallest model of the car was released in 2011 in the UK. It is listed in the Guinness Book of Records. LP in width -104 cm, length CS 137, weight 59 kg. This single car developed a speed of 80 km/h. The airbags in the car open with a speed of 2 km/s. The process takes 40 milliseconds. According to research, increase airbags to survive the chances of an accident by 20–25%. Ukraine is not a record holder in the length of traffic jams. Most of the time stuck in traffic is issued by us citizens. According to the study, on average, each American driver spends about 38 hours a year stuck in traffic. The cheapest car in the world, the Indian Tata Nano, its cost is $2.5 thousand. In 2007, car sprays with a rural dirt went on sale in England. They are often bought by the owners of SUVs that never leave the city, but want to justify the main purpose of their cars. Each car, of course, has a different number of parts and components. But once calculated, and it was found that the average modern car contains about pieces. This includes all parts and components, the steering wheel to the last nut. In most countries, continued impaired driving. And Uruguay, being drunk in an accident is considered a mitigating circumstance. Over more than 130 years of history of the automotive industry, vehicles have become much more complex in technology. In terms of complexity, modern cars are higher than the first Earth satellites. And the electronic filling of new cars these days than computers 15 years ago in terms of performance. And do you know which crossover is currently the most energy efficient in the world? Up to 156.8 per liter of working volume, Ferrari motorists were able to remove from the gasoline V with a volume of 3.8 L. And it is this Ferrari engine installed on the Levante seats and Trofeo. And in terms of specific horsepower, it has surpassed all VS so far. Not so long ago, the largest SUV of the Czech brand, Skoda Kodiaq, appeared. It's also not at all easy. He is not only the biggest bear, as Kodiaq translates, but also the fastest. This SUV has the best dynamics among its direct competitors. With a 2-liter C petrol with 188,320 UX of torque, 7 Dietz and X all-wheel drive, the Kodiaq accelerates from 0 to 100 km/h in just 8 seconds. And its maximum speed is 210 km/h. In addition, Kodiaq has the largest wheelbase in its class and space in the cabin. And the Skoda Kodiaq has the largest trunk in its class. It has a record volume of 720 liters. Incidentally, the number of awards and titles awarded by Kodiak has already exceeded 50. In 2019, the remarkable Citroën brand turned 100 years old, and Auto Consulting told many interesting facts about it. For example, Citroën launched the first automobile assembly line in Europe. For the first time, a steel carrier body appeared on Citroën models. And the engine, for the first time in Europe, began to be installed on damping brackets, which helped to minimize vibrations and increase comfort. Brand founder André Citroën has the idea of a global approach to the car.
It included not only production and sales, but also service, technical support, car repair and loan for their purchase.
One of the first spare parts catalogs, a standard manual for car service and a spare parts warehouse were created based on Citroën's idea. It also introduced Citroën's after-sales service, which provided a 1-year warranty for the car, and a free inspection of the car after the run-in, first mock. The Citroën Traction Avant became the first European series front-wheel drive car with a steel body. The famous Goddess Citroën D's became the ancestor of the premium brand D's, set a record of popularity. Within an hour of its presentation at the Paris Motor Show, nearly 800 purchase applications were submitted. And by the end of the day, orders had already been placed. Before the closing of the Paris Motor Show, people wanted to own the Citroën D's.
Friends, thank you for your attention. Don't miss our new videos. Subscribe to the channel. Of course we want your likes. Share the video. Thank you again for the meeting.